To illustrate the revolving door of justice more than DUIs. Repeat offenders are rampant, but as 13 Chief Investigator Darcy found, the accountability can often be absent, and a brief stint in handcuffs doesn't always stop people from driving drunk again.
A car flipped on its roof on a rocky freeway embankment after rolling multiple times.
There was no screeching tires, no braking, nothing, just slammed from the back,
causing devastating damage.
The windows were blowing out.
And significant injury to Kristen Fedon and her Uber driver. They were traveling on the 215 near Eastern on the night of August 30th.
If I didn't have my seatbelt on, I probably wouldn't be here.
The driver who caused the crash was only charged with misdemeanors for driving under the influence, failing to decrease speed or use due care, and driving without a valid driver's license.
And I don't get it.
Don't ask Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson to make sense of it. He can't.
I believe that when people choose to drink and drive, it's just that, it's a choice, and they should suffer the consequences.
54-year-old Garrett Tanji Ogata repeatedly made that choice, and he's not suffering many consequences. Ogata, who was driving this Aston Martin that August night, is a DUI defense attorney.
The DUI first is the starting point.
He appeared on Our Air in a paid segment back in 2010 saying this about drinking and driving.
Most important thing, don't drink and drive. If you do drink, get a designated driver, or get a ride, or get a cab.
Ogata does not seem to practice what he preaches. This crash was his third DUI-related arrest. He did not return multiple calls for comment. A Mothers Against Drunk Driving statistic shows most people drive drunk 80 times before they get caught. Ogata had last been arrested for DUI in 2016. He was released on his own recognizance, or OR, without having to post bail, and eventually found guilty. In the Uber crash this past August, he got out of jail free again, courtesy of Judge Joseph Shisento. Shisento was actually Ogata's attorney in a 2003 DUI case. That case was pled down to a reduced charge of leaving the scene of an accident. Sandy Heverly of Stop DUI.
And unfortunately, when that happens, I think people have a tendency to lose the seriousness of the crime. When you're driving under the influence, you're a potential killer.
Court records show Ogata was released from jail the same day he allegedly crashed into Kristen's Uber ride. He's been free to work, but Kristen, a pilot for a major airline, has been grounded for the last 6 months.
Because when I crawled out of the car, I went to stand up, and I couldn't.
She's still recovering from a badly damaged knee that required surgery.
The system has failed the people, as in me, who play by the rules.
Reached by phone, Judge Shisento told 13 Investigates he did what he could. No criminal complaint had been filed in the case, so he says he had to let Ogata out, ordering alcohol monitoring while he awaits formal charges. But Kristen Fedon isn't waiting. She filed a lawsuit in January. It says, according to the police report, Ogata had a blood alcohol level of 0.26, more than 3 times the legal limit, and was driving between 85 and 95 miles an hour when he caused the crash.
Does someone have to kill another person before they get kept in jail? Because when you look at a case like that, I think a lot of people feel like that's the direction it's heading.
Right, and that's an example of what frustrates law enforcement.
It's easy to find examples. Kelly Louise Cruz was arrested January 14th for DUI and was released on her own recognizance. Within 7 days, she was arrested for DUI again and got another get-out-of-jail-free card. Then there's Jacqueline Patricia Thornton, arrested January 5th of 2019 for DUI and released on OR the same day.
If you've been arrested for drunk driving, that's pretty much indicates you may pose a danger to the community. A month later, she was arrested for drunk driving a second time, and a second time released on her own recognizance.
On February 22nd of this year, Thornton was arrested for DUI a third time.
And again released on her own recognizance. And her trial's not even until July for the first 2 DUIs.
Neither law enforcement nor the courts have a solution.
There's such a backlog of DUIs, first of all, and that creates issues for the district attorney's office improving their case.
If there's a blood draw, it has to be analyzed, and prosecutors need those lab results before they can file charges.
That takes oftentimes weeks or months.
The Nevada Office of Traffic Safety says Clark County's DUI prosecution rate is dismal. The DUI task force has made nearly 2,000 arrests since October of 2018, but they say only 30 to 40% are prosecuted.
I have 5 prosecutors that do nothing but prosecute DUI cases. That tells you how many DUI cases we have. So it's a numbers game. We can't file cases as quickly as we'd like. Plus, the offender isn't getting the treatment and the assistance they need.
Kristen Fadon is luckily living proof of that.
I almost died, so if I don't say something or do something, then maybe I could be saving someone's life down the road.
The charges against attorney Garrett Ogata could be amended, but they still have not been formally filed. The DA's office had to recuse itself due to conflict of interest, so the case will go to the Attorney General or to a special prosecutor. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.